Good morning. Happy Yellow Monday. Peace to you. Anyway, I decided that today is December 8th, I think, or the 9th. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty groggy. I just got up, but I decided to, um, you know, spend the week with you on a daily basis and just show you what I'm up to each day, since I'm currently not able to make any how-tos. Yeah. So I guess the month of December is so busy for so many of us, and I am cutting myself some slack this year, and I'm just going to kind of go with the flow and not get myself all worked up into a tizzy. So I have a few things that I want to accomplish this month, and that's, getting ready for the holiday and spending time with family and, getting some things for the children, that kind of thing. But I'm also working a lot in my Etsy shop. But I wanted to share with you this morning some of the things that I do to create a low stress, pleasant day full of peace. Thank you to the person that sent me this. And I'm sorry, I should have wrote your name or something on here, but isn't it beautiful? And I just noticed, because I was really examining it, it's exactly the same on both sides. So it's not like messy stitches on one side. You know how when we stitch on something, we do that? She did two separate pieces and then did a running stitch all the way around to hide all the in the inside. It's beautiful, and I treasure it, and I keep it hanging up on my cabinet over here to remind me. Peace. Okay. So my morning routine consists of getting up when my internal clock tells me to get up. And I generally go to bed around the same time every night, between 10 and 10:30. At the latest, I could be falling asleep at 11:15. But I generally try to, whatever I'm doing in my art room. Either I'm just like zombied out on the couch or I'm sewing or something. I try to stop what I'm doing at around 9:45. And we have a little routine, me and the puppies, time for bed, I say. And then they jump up, they run to the back door. I get my heaty things all prepared because I sleep with those. I have rice bags that I put in the microwave. And that just helps me relax at the end of the day and fall asleep quickly. And so I get my glass of water, I put it next to the bed. I have another one of these things next to my bed. So that's my nighttime routine. And I lay on my back up on some pillows because I don't sleep flat when I first go to bed. And I do some deep breathing, and I just try to just let everything relax. So that's what I do at night. Now I get up in the morning when I wake up. So that could be anywhere from 6:30 to, it could be 8 o'clock sometimes. If I've had a very busy day the day before, it could be that late. But when I wake up, I get up. I lay in bed for a few minutes and I look out the window. And I thank God for the day ahead, and would he bless it and all this stuff. And then I think about what I'm going to do, during the day. And that's when I have my most creative thoughts. So then I get up. So I'm very relaxed and I'm feeling pretty peaceful. I get up and I usually take a hot tubby. That's a bath. And I put Epsom salt in there and baking soda, and I soak in the tub for half an hour while I'm listening to I listen to Dr. Charles Stanley pretty much every time I take a tubby, which is mostly every day. And they're very, he gives these wonderful sermons, stories. I don't know, you can call them whatever you want, but they're on life. And if you're feeling anxious, he's got one on that. If you're feeling like, if you're mad at someone and you can't stop being mad, he talks about anger. And so I usually flip through his sermons. I'll just call them sermons. I don't know what you would call them. I flip through them and I pick the one that's appropriate for that morning, how I'm feeling. And I lay in the tub and I soak for, his thing is 20 to 30 minutes. So I soak for that long. I know this is a lot, right? But I think I told you last Monday that my morning routine is about 2 hours. And this is why, because I really think it's important to take care of yourself. It puts the day, gets it started on the right foot. So I do that for 30 minutes, and then I get up, I get dressed, and then I lay on the floor. You're probably going, oh my gosh. I lay on the floor and I do my stretching first because my body gets tight from laying in the bed. And just in general, with my condition. So I lay on the floor and now my body's nice and warm from the tubby and I do all my stretching and then I do my, let's call it a workout. The whole thing on the floor takes an hour. So you figure half an hour in the tub, right? An hour on the floor and then there's, 30 minutes of, oh, I forgot to tell you, as soon as I get out of bed, I march into the kitchen and drink a big, big glass of water, one of my favorite glasses of water, and I take a probiotic. So that's the first thing I do while the tub's running. So you get the drift. I like to start my day off like that. Sometimes I have to get up super early. If, Brian's dragging me to a church sale or a flea market. And then I would just get out of bed. I throw my clothes on and I go out the door. I don't like that. But I do like to go out and do my thing. So then usually when I do stuff like that, which is rare, I come home and then I do my whatever. Once in a while I do skip it. And I do notice when I skip it, I don't feel as good during the day. So that's my morning routine. I thought I would start the Happy Yellow Monday off with that. And I am wearing, wait for it. Here it is. This, and I have the peace sign. So we're all set for today. And I think I'll check in with you as the week goes on. Yeah. Last night, you can't see it, but last night I decided to try to make another crazy quilt patch. And this time I used my sewing machine, and I'm going to take the phone off the holder and show you the sewing machine I'm using. I haven't used this machine for about, I know every time I say like back in the, whatever, it's usually about 30 years. 30 years? Maybe 25. Yeah. I can't believe how fast time's going. Anyway, it's a Singer Featherweight, and I've had it forever, and I used to take it to the shows that I used to go to, the quilt shows with my friends, and we would take courses and stuff, and it just, it was 10 pounds, and back then I could carry that around. It came in a little case, and I love it. Sidebar is Brian found a featherweight at an auction last week, and he and I both have been cleaning it up and fussing with it. I am so tempted to keep it because it's a white one. White, they call it white/green. It is gorgeous. Anyway, we put a new belt on it, and he's, he fusses with all this stuff. He's very, very good at this, typewriters and sewing machines. And so he's gave it a little service. We are going to have to sell it. I can't keep two of them. Those are so rare, though. So they're much more expensive than the black ones. But Yeah, I'll show that to you. I'll show that to you too. This is a white, they call it a white green model, and it's the 221K. And I don't know if you can see, there's a green tint to it. It's amazing. And honestly, if nobody buys it, I won't be sad. So last night I got out my, I opened up my machine, which I'm going to keep in this room. My regular Bernina is in the other room. But this one I thought I would leave here and make some crazy quilt patches. So I'll flip the camera around and show you the mess I made last night. What I did is I went through, and this is going to be a long start to the week, but as the week goes on, it'll be just short clips. What I decided to do was get out, like I have my cloth in different baskets under my counter. And yeah, that studio tour is never going to happen, I have to tell you. Because as soon as I get the room clean, I start pulling something else out. And I just decided I have to not care. So what I like to do, because you know how I work, I operate, I'm very goal-oriented. And when I say goal-oriented, I don't mean for the finished project. I mean organized, I think is probably a better word. So I'm very organized. So I'm methodical, okay, for sure. So I went through all my baskets and I pulled out all the colors of the various cloth that I wanted to use. And so I have a pile on the floor of that. I'm debating fancy fabrics, which is what I think I showed you last week, or cottons. You know me, I like the neutrals. I like the quiet colors. There's a time and a place for the crazy ones, the brights. I did pick on the crazy patch that I did, in last week's video. I'm pretty sure I showed that to you. They're all satins and, some, I think there's a velvet or something in there. And, upholstery fabric and really pretty fabrics. They are in somewhat muted colors, so that might work too. So I'm trying to decide. So I made one of each cottons. I want to do both. Is what I'm trying to say. But I'm like, Jeri, that's not realistic. So I don't know. I'm pondering it. And I'll let you know as the week goes on. So for now, I'm going to say ta-ta. And I will see you again probably tomorrow. All right. Bye for now. Hi guys, I thought I'd pop on and tell you what I've been doing the last 2 days. Yesterday, I sorted probably 1,500 books, book covers, I should say, for the Etsy shop. So I did that. It took me all day. For some reason, I went down and Brian had all the boxes laid out for me to go through and sort. And I thought, it'll take me an hour and then I'll go upstairs. It didn't. It took me all day. Somebody's peeking at me. Oh, you know what he just did? I'm going to tell you what he just did. Something very bad. Okay? Can you hear him laughing? Get away from my door.
Well, I can't help. I'm just attracted to the purple beauty.
Yes, purple beauty, huh? Anyway, all right. So that was yesterday. Back to what I was doing. Today, I spent the day making a shop update, which I uploaded already. I was trying to do them on Wednesdays. It's not going to happen every week. I'm just like shot. But I did work on this today too. And this should be out, I think, at the latest Friday. It's late. I got to go get dinner started and clean this mess up a little bit because it's, I can deal with a mess for just so long and then all of a sudden, boom, I got to clean it up. So I'm going to go and clean it up. And it is snowing outside. I'm going to insert a clip. It looks gorgeous. Yeah. I didn't know it was going to snow, but it's awfully damp and cold today. And I was sitting here working on this Christmas tree, and I looked up and I see the snowflakes. I didn't think it was going to stick, but it is. And they're those big snowflakes. I'm going to show you. I was just sitting here making a video for you, that little Christmas tree thing that probably aired already, and just looked up and it's snowing. Isn't it pretty? It's really big flakes. I don't think we're going to get any accumulation, but I thought I would show it to you. Good morning. I just wanted to tell you that we got at least 6 inches of snow last night, and I know some of you don't get any snow and some of you get like an abundance of it. I am so happy. I love to look outside and see the snow here. It's just beautiful. Unfortunately, it snowed in the middle of the night when I couldn't watch it coming down. I love to watch the snow come down. The skies get this really interesting grayish color, and it's just, I think it's just one of the most beautiful things to watch. And then I have birdhouses right out here, and the birds, so once the snows kind of started to stop, they came to eat their breakfast, and the snow was so soft they started to sink in it a little bit. I felt so bad for them, but they did get their breakfast. They got up on the birdhouse and they ate. Anyway, that was a sidebar. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about my week. I was not able to come on every day like I wanted to, like I did when I was down at the beach. I would come on for a few minutes every morning because I was just busy organizing the warehouse with Brian, and we really made some serious progress. I'm very pleased. I probably mentioned, I don't even know what I said to you earlier on in the video. I have to go back and edit. But I probably mentioned that, you know, we've been living in this house. It'll be 4 years this summer. And that was like the last thing on our list. Like, we're still not finished with our remodeling up here. We have to do the main bathroom totally. And we put in a second bathroom. And that one's, I'm going to say 3/4 of the way done. Maybe half to 3/4. Anyway, it's just a lot when you're in a new house. I just said to Bri last night, I said, you know, it takes us like 4 years when we move. So we've moved a lot. And we always buy these, you know, these houses. I was going to say these bummy houses, these houses that need remodeling. And it's taken us 4 years to do the remodeling on the last house, and 4 years for this house. And we had another house once before he was doing remodel. It's crazy. He said he's so sick of it. I don't blame him. I will not buy another house that needs total remodeling. Not happening. It's too much. And especially as you get older, it's draining. Anyway, I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining. I'm just stating a fact. So we finally got down to the warehouse, and I've been, finding such fun things. I found this big bag of my sweater projects. And so I used to knit and crochet all the time. And I don't consider myself a knitter, but I was showing a friend something that I made. I have to show you something that I made. She goes, "You're a knitter." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not. Look at this hat. Isn't it great?" So it's for when I go totally bald, because I am still losing my hair. And I am taking this biotin stuff. Isn't it cute? Look how cute it is. I love it. Anyway, I think I'll leave it on. So I don't consider myself a knitter. And the reason I don't is because I have tried to gauge, make a gauge. I think that's how you call it, what you call it. But the thing I make, it never is the right size. So I wind up with these beautiful sweaters and things, and I can't use them because they don't fit. If you know what entrelac is, I'm going to go off the deep end here for a minute. If you know what entrelac is, it's a form of knitting. I'm not sure if this is entrelac or not, but it's like these little squares. I made this entire entrelac sweater one time. It was gorgeous with this high-end yarn, and it was so beautiful. It was so big on me, I couldn't wear it. And I had this lady come, when I had the bead store, we used to have teachers from all over the country come and teach. Her name was Cynthia Rutledge. And she came to the store and taught. She was bigger than me. And I don't know, I must have had the sweater at the shop. She saw the sweater, and we did a trade. Make a long story short, we did a trade. I gave her the sweater. And she gave me a piece of this beautiful jewelry, beaded jewelry that she made. She was a beader. I couldn't tell you where it is at the moment. But yeah, that sweater was amazing. So I just found this big bag of stuff. Let me just show you. I know you always say you like my yaya, so I'm just going to yah for a few minutes because that's all I got to offer you. So, do you ever watch, has anybody watched Outlander? Outlander. It was set in the 1700s, and so if you haven't watched it, 1700s, the way people dressed back then, it was pretty cool. But they have, in a lot of their clips, they had this thing that they put around their neck. And it just, kept their neck warm. And it was just like, this was in the bag. Okay, so I used to have black hair, and I'm not quite sure. The green that was my favorite color, and the green went really great with my black hair. So I'm going to finish it just because I think it's cute as anything. But I have this whole bag full of vests, and I have this sweater. Let me show you the magazine. Wait, I think it's here. Here it is. I wish I had my coffee here because we're just having a visit, right? This magazine, Belle and Moi, I used to carry it in my shop. But do you love that sweater? So, yeah, I don't want glare on it. This sweater is practically made. It's laying on my counter, except the sleeves are made, the front, the back, everything. The collar is not made. And I'm wondering, it's not going to fit me. I think that's probably why I put it down. But there's a couple of other sweaters in there too that I made. That was a big sidebar. But all right, let me tell you what I'm doing besides cleaning the warehouse. I'm getting ready to make new bundles, kits after Christmas. And this time I'm going to do fancy fabrics. And I'm also going to do something else, but I'm not going to tell you that right now. I've been working on, all right, so this is on my Power of 10 list, which we are definitely, I have a quiz I'm going to give you about that. I want to talk about that, but you know what? The holidays, I have to give myself a get out of jail free card because it's too crazy right now to be concentrating on stuff like that. But this was on one of my stitching lists to make this, and this is from Jennifer Clouston's book, The Crazy Quilting book. I'm going to hold it up. I've shown it to you 8,000 times, this. And I just love this. And what I would like to do, and I'm not sure, so she uses, this is like, almost like a, what do they call it? Quilt as you go, not quilt as you go. I can't remember what they call it because I just got up a little while ago and I'm still groggy. After you make these, then you stitch them on, refresh my memory what they're called. You stitch them onto a background, and then it's one patch, right? And then you put the patches together. I thought when I first originally saw this, I thought this was stitched like right onto some black, or that she used a black base. Like I didn't know. So if you're kind of curious and you don't know, that's how she does that. So anyhow, once I actually read it and understood what she did, I said, this is awesome. I want to make a decent sized piece for my living room over my sofa. I think it would look stunning. So I don't know, something just flew up my nose, sorry. So I don't know if I'm going to use black, I love the black, or if I'm going to use burgundy or even gold, I don't know. But meanwhile, I started the octagon pieces, and I'm not doing it exactly the way she does it. I think I might have mentioned this before because I was playing with these last summer. All right, I'm going to show you the ones I did last summer. Where are they? I thought they were right here, so they're not here. But this is one of them. Oh, here, they're behind me. Did you just say, hey, they're behind you? So these are the ones I did last summer. And I started stitching on them. And then I wasn't sure. I might have mentioned this. I said, I don't know if I like these or not. I got so much fuzz in here and dust, I tell you. But I got them out last night and I said, no, these are wonderful. Because I kept vacillating. Like I kept thinking, should I do them with cottons? Because I love the way cottons look. And so I made one just with cottons. These are just all cottons. I made a couple of them like that. Anyway, you can see. I did the same thing with my hexagons. I kept looking at it and thinking, I don't know. That's just the way I am. That's the way I am. That's who I am. And I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay that way. So this was what I made. Come on, that's pretty, right? It's gonna look nice. I think what was bothering me was the background was getting in the way of my visual judgment, if you know what I mean, right? But they look really pretty. So I know I was just talking behind there. You know, I got a new I got it right around my birthday. I think I bought it for myself. A stand. It's called a Nurge, Nurge. And I was using it last night finally. So this is the Nurge frame. It's a square, see, and it's plastic. So I mean, I'm not crazy about the plastic part of it, but it's a really nice frame, and it's a really, really nice. And I see I didn't put it in right. It's a really nice. Maybe I did. Stand. I really enjoyed it. So I used it last night, and I did this. I just did this little piece right here. It's a very slow go. I'll tell you that. Oh, I'm already talking for 11 minutes. I better hurry up. It's a little intimidating when you make these pieces and then you sit down and you just like, well, I don't know what stitch to do. I don't know where to do it. I've watched Jennifer's videos hundreds of times, over and over and over. She's a big embroiderer in general, but she made the beautiful Crazy Quilt. If you don't know who she is, I'll put a link below. Yeah, she's got the touch. So what I did too, because I just don't remember the stitches. I don't do daily stitching the way she does. I'm stitching all the time, but basically it could be anything. So I took a plain piece of cloth and put it in a big hoop, and I'll practice the stitch before I do it on my Crazy Quilt, because most of them, I don't even know what I'm doing. So I get her book out, or I have a bunch of other books too. I have this one. This one I haven't even cracked open yet. And then, you know, I have this one. She works out of this one a lot on her videos. But this one I found to be very interesting. You see, I'm sorry, the glare. See it? Because it puts a bunch of stitches together. Yeah. And it's just got lots of pictures. I'm a very visual person, so yeah, I could say, oh, I like the way that looks, and I'll give that a try. And some of them are like just this little, you know, you could put like in the center, like I could put that in the center because this square is kind of small, or it's not a square. You know what I mean? Anyway, super fun. And look what I found. Holy smokes. In the warehouse. Silk ribbon. All right, it's not the kind Jennifer uses, but it's YLI, and it is silk ribbon. It's made in Japan, so I feel like it's a decent silk ribbon. So I just put it in this plastic bucket for the time being. I don't know where I'll store it. All right, I'm rambling now. I'm going to hang up because I want to edit this video for you and upload it tomorrow for Happy Yellow Monday. And then I'll start a new one tomorrow for next week. Yeah, so I'm going to say bye for now. And I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a great week ahead. It's going to be now the week before Christmas. We have 11 days until Christmas if you celebrate that. And it's a busy time for everyone. So try to take a minute and do something for yourself during this time to keep the stress level down, whatever that is. And I will see you again probably next week. Bye for now.